And we're back for another episode. In this episode, I'm going to be doing the level 30 rogue quest. So I finally hit level 30 as a rogue by doing the low-level roulette and just random things like the hunter log and challenge log along the way for the last few weeks. And I finally got to level 30 rogue. So I'll do the level 30 quest for rogue, and then I can do go and unlock ninja. So anyway, hello from Mithrie. So here we go. We're back at the Rogues Guild here in Lominsa. So let's talk to Jacke. So the quest is called Sweet Sorrows, and Jacke wishes to discuss a plan for recovering the remaining treasures. So, and as a, let's say, master crafter in the game, I've already crafted better gear for myself than what is going to be rewarded from the quest or whatever. Let's accept. So Jacke says, "Ho there, Mithrie. We've a rough job ahead of us, and that's a fact. Matters are tangled enough, what with that Milala mort snapping at our heels, but we still managed to grapple the first trinket without too much fuss. Biting back them other two treasures, though, that'll be a different story. Once the stray gets here, I'll explain what, or more to the point, who we're up against." Cool. Cutscene. So Jacke says, "Alright, we've two babbles left on the list. The Silver Sorrows and the Black Sarcophagus. Let's see where we're at." And this sort of really cool gear, I'm probably going to craft it for my ninja just for the sake of it, and just because I can. It says, "Oi, where's Piramu got to?" Underfoot, he's still looking to wheedle the tail behind that bleeding sarcophagus. We'll not be cloying that stickler until we've at least an inkling as to what that bloody thing looks like. Treasures aside, I've been doing some digging of my own into these executioner allies of the grinning curs, and I'm afraid the name were no coincidence. Mithrie, we've heard of the bloody executioners, I hope. It seems them curs was feeding from the famble of one of the nation's greatest pirate powers. This ain't no ordinary crew of cutthroats, lass. Within Lominsa, the bloody executioners wield a power and influence second only to the Admiral herself. They was none too fond of Merylyb or her prohibition on piracy, and it was only the overwhelming threat posed by the Guardian Empire what eventually convinced them to play nice with the phallocracy. But pirates ain't ones to play nice for long. Now that one-eyed Hellfire ain't around to helm the ship, the solidarity of the bloody executioners has begun to show cracks. All the strongest captains and lieutenants begun to form their own factions and are scrambling to claim the top chair for themselves. Of course, not one bloody cove can agree with another on which way the executioners ought to sail. Among these new factions, though, is a group what is pushing to break free of the Admiral's grip completely. Turns out these reformists, as they call themselves, were the ones as took the grinning curs under their wing. Which means they've got possession of the last two treasures we've yet to cloy. Rumours round town say that even for executioners, these covers bloody and ruthless and not to be crossed. We should sit this one out, Jacke. Piss on Milala's contest. It ain't worth this kind of grief. We'd be inviting the wrath of a crew so large and dangerous that even the Admiral ain't keen on coming to blows with them. If they ever came after us. Large or small, it don't matter much. They broke the code, and when they hit that maelstrom tub. Aye, the grinning curs are paying for that crime, but we'd be poor sodding excuses for rogues if we let the real culprits carry on unpunished. I mean, to see this job to the end, and that means biting back them treasures and handing out proper justice to them as deserve it. But Jacke, listen, with all the infighting going on at present, us stabbing a short blade into one's faction's toe ain't like to bring the whole executioner crew down on our heads. Besides, them reformist buggers are so far split from the main mob that they've been avoiding the city altogether. Now it's about time we got to work, Mithrie. You're to track down our black market contact. I set to looking into the Kerr's new allies a while back, so he should have some answers for us by now. The veil was lifted by a southerly this morn. That'll put the old man at his haunt in Lower Lenosia. Here, take this sack of blunt and pay a visit to the House of Sticks. That's kobold territory, if you didn't know. The old man bribes them with ore and hires the biggest and meanest sods as bodyguards. Just be ready for your approach to be challenged. Okay, so that's the quest accepted. So now we need to head to Lower Lenosia, so all the way right up there. So I'm actually going to teleport to Costa del Sol, and then going to run south to get to that point. There we go. I think that's the Hildebrand quest, actually. I haven't done it yet. So yeah, and today as well, I also got my gold Magitech. So finally hit the 500 player commendations. I'm quite happy about that. All earned. I didn't ask people to do it for me. They were genuine commendations for me over the last few months. So I figured I would ride it just because it's the mount of the day. So I do like this game. It's just beautiful. The scenery is amazing, the environment's amazing, the people are friendly. You know, it's like the perfect game for me. That's why I'm so dedicated to it. I find it difficult to play any other game when I'm playing Final Fantasy XIV. Cool, so almost there. I mean, Square Enix did an amazing job, rebuilding this game from scratch. Okay. There's a fight here, but these are level 9, so whatever. I'm sure they'll summon higher level ones, so I'm gonna summon my Chocobo companion. Let's get some extra support. And here we go. Fight, fight, fight. These are level 25, so I always start with the dot, then I start my rotation. Oh, my Chocobo just pulled all the low level ones. Okay, so here's the Black Marketeer. Let's see what he has to say. He says, "Welcome to the House of Sticks, young rogue. You must excuse my ireling's enthusiasm for greeting visitors. Now, have you any cumbersome baggage of which I might relieve you before we began our conversation in earnest?" So let's hand over the sack of coin. So it says, "A leather bag containing what feels to be a substantial amount of gil." Zoom in a little bit. So a heavy burden for one of your tender years to bear, but its weight has balanced the scales. The sum is paid and the deal is made. Let us speak of these reformists. The faction that so wronged the code now seeks to peddle one of its stolen treasures, the earrings better known as the Silver Sorrows. The deal, it is said, is set to take place at Costa del Sol. The buyer, a moneyed merchant from the golden sands of Uldar. The earrings will be out in the open, vulnerable. I would target the moment of transaction were I so inclined, as a gentleman up there by the cabin appeared to be, for he purchased this self-same information. Though he attempts to disguise his identity, the stench of a soldier yet lingers. I know not where one such as he came to learn of my existence, but I suspect he works for a certain yellow-coated captain. Brave she is, but foolish. Stumble blindly into the underworld, and your groping hands will not save you from the holes at your feet. Sudden shall be her fall. Cool. So now let's talk to Jacke at the Rogues Guild. So thankfully I can teleport to Lominsa for free, because it's my free destination, which I picked after I added the one-time password to my account. Because I find Limsa is just out of the way compared to the other towns, so it's nice being able to teleport there for free from anywhere in the game. So anyway, A for net, Fisherman's Guild, because it's the quickest way to get there. Here we go. So, and what's nice about this game as well is the fact that they've put a story mode for every single class in the game. So it doesn't matter if the class is literally even minor or, you know, culinarian. Every single class has got a story mode up until level 50. So I'm curious as well how those story modes will be extended in the expansion as well. So anyway, let's see what Jacke has to say. So welcome back, Mithrie. What information did the old man have on them reformists? Looking to unload them earrings, are they? And to an old un, no less. Can't say that I'm surprised as to hear the buyers from out of town. You won't find many Lominsas willing to melt coin on aught them coves are selling. Only the dastardly or so would go about funding them as means to pull down the admiral. So one of Milala's lackeys arrived at the house afore. How did they know to? Blah. Them curs we captured must have cackled during the shrew's interrogations. We'll have to assume the yellow jackets know what we know, and that means we'd best get our asses to Costa del Sol right bleeding now. I'll handle this one, Jacke, and you and Mithrie can wait here for Peramu. So, oi, Vakib, what in the hell's is she playing at? After her last, she knows this ain't a solo job. Okay, so we're gonna head again to Costa del Sol. And Costa del Sol is one of my favorite destinations for the sake of cheap teleports. Because it is a place I seem to revisit a lot anyway. Oh, I need to equip my Chocobo instead. So let's see. Where are we? Where are we? Here we go. Let me just equip it to my shortcut. There we go. Vakib. So she says, I told you to wait at the guild. I don't need... Well, it might be as I could use an extra more in the shadows after all. Jacke has his mind set on punishing the executioners, but me, I just want to skulk in, cloy them silver bits and skulk out. I reckon that if I could manage that with none the wiser, then they wouldn't know who to come after. Finish the job without drawing me daggers, you know? It ain't exactly true to the code, but the shield of the underworld honor won't stop them bloody killers from cutting me mates' throats and setting the sisters a glimmer. The guild's the only place what offered to take in a pirate stray like me, and I'll not see it burn to the ground. The deal's about to start. Say the wind when you're Benny to head in. Cool. So now there's obviously a fight at this point. So, I'm guessing I have to dismiss my Chocobo as well. So alright, here's what we know. The rich merchants what's come over from Uldar is some old mate, Master G. Ruju, the Cole as owns Costa del Sol. Gigi Ruju's taken his guards and dancing dells and pranced off down the beach, someplace given over the use of the entire resort to his friend. Seems she didn't want an audience for her bargain with the reformists, which as it happens works out well for us. We'll wait until they're busy haggling over price, then snatch the sorrows and hop the twig before they realise aught's amiss. Sound like a plan? So, duty calls, commence battle for sweet sorrows. Obviously this is going to fail because my chocobo is still summoned. So I'm going to need to dismiss my chocobo. Let me get it. So goodbye chocobo, see you later. So anyway, so we can skip through all the text because we already read it. Proceed. Cutscene. I do like the in-game cutscenes of this game. So there, the players have arrived. The reformists coin counter and the Alden buyer are setting up on the southeastern platform. The earrings ought to be nearby. Hang about, who are all these other coals? The place was meant to be empty. I see some nasty looking blokes in Alden garb, and are those mammoths? Ugh, the merchants brought along a whole bloody entourage. I've gone and got ahead of myself. I should have realised the job never be that easy. We'll have to mill a few of them bodyguards first, I reckon. You don't want to fight through a forest of blaze should you get caught sneaking about up on them narrow walkways. So, Jacke, I thought I'd style your excuses, love. I know full well what you were about. You started going soft on us, and it'll be like losing one of me arms. I can't take on the bloody executioners all by myself. 'Tis only cause I got rogues like you and Underfoot and Mithrie here that the guild can take the jobs it does. When our codes walk the shadows, it's the bleeding pirates what do the trembling. Remember that, Vakib. We ain't some two gill robbers what piss their britches when their daddies are caught in the honeypot. We're the knives in the dark man's, and no bastard wants to go blade to blade with the likes of us. I see. You've not changed your mind then. You'll need all the stabbers you can get, and I promise mine will be there when you need them. Benny, now let's carve a path to the platform and bite back them earrings. Yakib, you hide yourself down by the docks in case the marks escape during the fighting. Mithrie, you and me will split up and mill the guards as we go. It's them puppets as concern me most. I suggest you crash them little buggers afore they can spring any rum-fum. Creep in as close as you dare, then click 'em right twixt the glaives. Most coals think a rogue will stab 'em in the back, but a sneaky attack from the front can be just as lethal. Once you're done with the first group, slip back into the shadows and move on to the next. Naught to it, eh? I'll head over to the back while you start in from the front. Let's wrap this up before them jackets blunder in scarf off our marks. Cool. So let's now do this. So I'm not even 100% sure if I'm supposed to kill these or if I'm supposed to just sneak by them. Or whatever, let's just kill them all. Do this. I wonder if I should kill the mammoth though. Okay, just gonna let my health recover. So let's see where I'm going. So obviously I can't go that way. Guessing there's nothing over here either. Yep, red line. Let me pull this guy. And then have my poison up. So far so good. And I've got my few X potions as well if needed. While my second wind's on cooldown. Okay, so let's do this. All he's doing is spamming flash. A really good tank, isn't he? Okay, so did I even go? It would be ironic if I didn't go the right way. Okay, so maybe I have to head this way and finish these off. That's that done, so let me kill this one. That's the reason I also have the poise, just to help out a little bit with the damage. There you go. I feel like it would have been a very hard fight if you were under geared. So I actually went out of my way to make sure I was fully geared for this. So rogues, no one mentioned aught about rogues. What in the hells do you think you're doing? I'm conducting a business transaction on behalf of the bloody executioners. Do you understand what that means? Do you know what they'll do to you? I am all affrighted. Odd then that you're that one who's shaking. It don't matter much to me who you work for. Your bosses broke the code and we're here to collect. Those be the Silver Sorrows then. I'm sure you paid a caravan of coin for them shiny babbles, but I doubt they're worth your life. Let's have them then. Wait, damn you. You should know that this person is an extremely influential member of the East Oldenar Trading Company. Surely you've heard of it. If the threat of reprisal will not stay your hand, then consider the political ramifications of interfering with a foreign dignitary. The Admiral would not desire you to damage Limsa's relations with Uldar. Yes, exactly. I am very highly placed in Uldan society. I have powerful friends who would not be pleased were you to mistreat me in any fashion. And you must understand, the Silver Sorrows are a historical treasure, a gift once bestowed upon Sultana Nanasha ul Nasha by her champion. The earrings were later stolen from the royal vault, and we lost hope of ever recovering them. That I might so easily purchase them thus is a miracle. The return of these trinkets will be, that is to say, the sorrows must be returned to Ul'dah. Can you not look the other way for the sake of my nation's pride? You must think me some dull-witted thug. If this deal was being made on behalf of your country, then why are you sneaking about and consorting with pirates? And an excellent point. One might doubt your quality of character were you to continue with these feeble fabrications. You only need entrust those earrings to me, should you truly wish to see them return to Ul'dah, that is. After all, it was to fulfill the very purpose that the phallocracy bid on the sorrows in the first place. A bit late there, aren't you, Captain? I think we'll agree this round belongs to us. On the contrary, my dear scoundrel, I made the winning more the moment I knew we were dealing with the merchant of Ul'dah. I come bearing an official order of seizure, authorized by the Admiral herself. You will not be harmed, but I must insist that you cooperate with this reclamation of unlawfully obtained goods. Though Costa del Sol is private property, it nevertheless lies within state-governed territory. Come along quietly, and we need not inconvenience Master Gigi Ruju any further. The suspects will be taken to Yellow Jacket custody, and do not concern yourself with the Silver Sorrows, they'll be quite safe with me. Cool, so now let's talk to Jacke. So Jacke says, the Hells take the canary-coloured harpy. We might as well have handed the things to her on a velvet cushion. I'll find Underfoot and help him with his digging. There's still that last treasure out there, and you can be sure the reformists won't be giving up without a fight. Aye, you do that. Benny, look to your love. Ah, there you are. You left before events had truly been decided, and I thought you deserved to know the score. The Ul'dah merchant has acquiesced to our request and surrendered the Silver Sorrows into our keeping. We've also apprehended the reformist accountant and will be holding him for further questioning. Boning an associate of the bloody executioners, you Yellow Jackets don't flinch from your duty, I'll give you that. And what's this I hear about you buying information, Captain? I thought you sooner die than associate with elements of the underworld. I will do what I must to stay ahead of this challenge, and that musketeer's knowledge was vital to the case. 'Tis true I might find his practices distasteful, but he is no pirate. It is the fading era of piracy which I means to consign to the history books, and that chapter will never be fully closed until every pirate-spawned relic, including you and your guild, becomes a thing of the past. Valiant and forthright, these are the words by which the Yellow Jackets live. It is the manner in which we protect Limsa. I swore an oath on the graves of the sisters. No more shall the innocent suffer at the hands of these savage buccaneers, these unrepentant killers. And a grand oath it is. Me, I've got me fambles full just keeping the code intact. But the code is a kind of oath too when you get down to it, and since I've sworn to uphold it, I've no intention of stepping aside and letting you trample all over me and me coves. In fact, you better off giving in now before matters get proper serious. Just say your story, admit defeat, and we'll leave it at that, eh? You and your audacity knows no bounds. I am done wasting words. I shall reclaim that last treasure, and then I will look on victorious as your guild is dismantled brick by brick. That's the spirit, Captain. Just don't forget to keep an eye on them earrings. The city's crawling with rogues, you know. You could keep the sorrows in a bloody lockbox in the Coral Tower, but look away for a moment and one of me co's will bite them beauties right back. Now come on, Mithrie, it's back to the sisters for us. Cool, so let's now go back to the Rogues Guild. So let's go back to Limsa. So remember as well that, you know, you finish off the classes storyline and then you start the job storyline. So this is only to finish off Rogue at this point. You know, the ninja and unlocking ninja and so on will be a completely separate series of quests. Cool, so here's a gatekeeper, so let's now go in. I do find that these quests are very long given how low level they are. Like even the first quest as Rogue took like half an hour. So, well, after all the hard work, the shrew made off with the spoils. And as far as her down contest goes, I suppose that makes us even. It'll be the last treasure, this black sarcophagus, that decides the victor. Whatever the reformists are doing to keep the bob, you can bet your grandma's teeth that there'll be some blade work needed before this job is done. Get yourself ready for a proper scrap, Mithrie. Okay, so I'm going to just take the silver pieces, because I don't need the gear. So the next quest is what's going to be to actually... I think it's to unlock. No, it's still a rogue quest, so... Rogue and Ninja, acquired level 30. So let's do the next quest. So it's called Market for Death. So Jacke's rogues have new information on the final missing treasure. So let's accept. So I was wondering when you'd show up, Mithrie, but bugging me if you don't look ready to mill an entire crew of sods by yourself. And Benny that you are, because we finally uncovered some hard facts about the last treasure. Won't be long now before we clothe the winning piece and put this daft challenge to bed. Alright, I've gathered the other co's for a meeting. Let's get down to it. Another cutscene. At long bloody last, the black sarcophagus has given up its secrets. Underfoot, you've some news for us? Aye, Jacke. I think half of our troubles in whittling the truth of it lay in calling this nasty thing a treasure. The black sarcophagus ain't no dimber babble. It's Mark Lee Magitech mine, a bleeding prototype explosive what was bitten from an Imperial transport vessel. And even though it ain't that big, maybe the size of a small cargo box, they say the blasts have enough kick to incinerate a bloody behemoth. Seems the Garleans meant to start production at their factory in Lanosia, then distribute the mines through Castrum Marinum. Lucky some plucky privateer cloyed the prototype en route then, eh? An experimental weapon. That explains why the phallocracy was so bleeding eager to bid that auction and so reluctant to share the details with us. At least now we know the what, but there's still a question of the where. The Kurds delivered their bitten goods to the reformists, and that much is certain. What happened to the sarcophagus after that, though, we ain't too sure. They've been no reports of huge explosions or the like, so either the executioners still have the mine, or they've peddled it to some other buyer. The reformist faction came together out of their shared hatred of the Admiral and her ways. I'm guessing they'd cloy that bomb just to sell it. What is it, Lonnie? A letter for you, Jacke. Says it's urgent. A letter? Who's it from? The old man. I found it while I was sorting through our daily deliveries. Let's see now. Come to Phalos, I have urgent news. I've never known the old man to summon a customer. No one's seen him at his usual haunts for a while, so I do reckon this is some rum morsel he's dug up just for us. Ah, it could be. Mithrie, you and me are headed to Phalos. Underfoot FFXIV, you're to take another stab at pinning down the location of the sarcophagus. Cool, so we're going to go to Phalos, so Upper Lenosia right here. So the quickest way will be to teleport to Aleport and then run north. Or the other way actually, I'll take that back, it might be to go to... Yeah, let's teleport to Camp Bronze Lake and then just take the ferry. Okay, here we go. So, the rogue quest, the rogue story is still going on. So, it would be nice to just get it, let it come to an end. I guess this is obviously the last class that I'm leveling before the expansion comes out. As you can see, I've already got 50 everything in the game except for rogue, ninja. And they've already confirmed 3 new classes for the expansion, being the Dark Knight, the Astrologian, which is just going to be another healer, and the Gunslinger class, which is obviously going to be a new DPS. Okay, so we need to go to there. Assuming it's going to be... Is it in the hut? Or is it not? Oh, it's actually down here. That's interesting. So 4 against 1. Maybe we can take it. That's a wrong. Always a good idea to hit second wind early just so it has time to recover. Oh, I didn't even see this little guy. I didn't see him because he's little. Makes sense. Okay, so let's now talk to the Black Marketeer. Someone else doing the same quest at the same time. So, you're wasting your time, darling. We opened the Scrag's wrinkled throat bells ago. You cross the bloody executioners and you get what's coming to you. Did you like our message? We wasn't sure you'd fall for it, but a little mystery goes a long way, eh? I know, don't be like that, darling. Me and me mates didn't have that much of a choice. When the boss says go play with the rogues, then we gotta go play with the rogues. After all, we never asked you to come ruin our game, now did we? And don't give me no long-winded speech about your precious code. The reformist vision stretches far beyond what them tired old rules is good for. Once Captain Asa Burr takes command of the executioners, he'll give us back the teeth we lost when we submitted to the Admiral's leash. We'll be the terrors of the sea once more, free to rove and plunder in a new age of pirate glory. And I'll bathe in the blood to see that age come to pass. I'll kick down your shite stinking code and have all your stinking heads on the chopping block. Like hells you will. The only sentence what be passed today is yours. Well, hello there, darling. Ain't you a fine looking lad? I've heard all this prattle afore. Free to pillage and plunder, is it? Aye, it all sounds grand, but you don't think of the price. That shite stinking code is the only thing what keeps you bloody coves from milling one another. Without it, Lominsa to call home, you'd be adrift on an ocean of quarrons. But if you're so keen to keep the company with the dead, I'll be sodding happy to oblige. You was prettier with your gob shut, but I can see I'm out of me depth here. As much as I like to lop off your noggins, I'll have to be satisfied with dragging the two of you out into the wilds. Kept you well out of the way, haven't I? Out with it then. Ain't it obvious? You stubborn shrags is looking to swipe on you toy, and my job was to stall you. This captain has the mind with right now. He's set to show the rest of the executioners that he's got the stones to sit in the leader's chair. And what better way to do that than executing a bitch what snapped the chains on our crew. He's targeting the Admiral herself. You're planning to blow up the command room, ain't you? Aye, you have permission to panic. Of course, if we'd rather sit clear of the city, I'd be glad to keep you company right here, sweet mate. Cool. Let's now talk to Jacke. So we've got this mad Moor at our mercy, but she seems to be enjoying herself. I'd better drag her back to the guild and see what other information she'll spill. I'll need you back at Limsa as well, but we've business at the foremast first. You should find Captain Milala at her post there. Forget about the sodden challenge and tell her everything we know. Unless me judgment's well off kilter, she'll do what needs to be done. Cool. So now we're going to go to the foremast. So it says middle Lanosia right there. So the quickest way is to teleport to Summerfold Farm. Cool. So this quest is still going on. Very long quest. I don't think any of the previous class job quests were this long, to be honest. But I can't remember because it's been so long since I've done them. I think in this zone, I've never seen an S rank spawn here. And I think it's literally the only zone I haven't seen an S rank in. And it's the last one I need to get my title. I think the title, once you get at least, once you've killed all the S ranks at least once in every single zone, if you get a title, then let me just double check what that is. So here, so I'm missing one of them in Lenosia, and once you've done them all in all of the zones, you get the title Season Tracker. Okay, so here are the yellow jackets, and here is Milala. So, oh, you're the one of Jacke's rogues. You come to steal the sorrows, have you? Well, you shan't have them. As you can see, they're safe, classed up upon my very own. You're not here for the earring? The Admiral, you say, and you are sure these fiends are in possession of the sarcophagus? I must deploy more sentries at once. Do not think this voids our challenge, rogue. You can relay as much to your impudent guildmaster. I suppose you can thank him for the warning as well. Cool. So now let's go back to the Rogues Guild in Lominsa. So this is the longest class quest ever. So Aethernet, Fisherman's Guild as usual. There we go. Righty, so now let's talk to Jacke boy. So the jackets are on the move. Benny, I've been listening to the adult pirate cackle since I got back to the sisters, but she's given us naught what we didn't already know, and we know more than enough. I say we rally the rogues and go after the mine before it blows up in our munds. We'll need all the edge you can get, and for what's to come, let's introduce you to a stronger venom. That's one called Kiss of the Viper. I don't mix well with the wasp venom, so don't forget to wash your blades and recoat them when you want to switch poisons. I know you're thinking, why not just stick with viper venom all the time? Well, both types have their unique applications. Given time and practice, I'm sure a charming lass like yourself will figure out which kiss works best for each situation, eh? So let's do Kiss of the Viper. It says apply snake venom to your weapon, increasing physical damage dealt by 10%. Shares a recast timer with Kiss of the Wasp, and cannot be used simultaneously with any other weapon poisons. Effect ends upon reuse. Okay. So I've now learned Kiss of the Wasp. That's pretty cool. So let's see. Wow, another quest. So this goes on and on and on. So the next quest is called Cloying Victory. So Jacke needs you to join his rogues in the effort to reclaim the black sarcophagus. So if the leader of the reformists, this Captain Asibur, is planning on milling the Admiral with a bang, then my guess is he'll be aiming to demolish the entire command room. You know the Missomast, eh? The tower what holds the Drowning Wench and Bulwark Hall. The Admiral's Bridge and her command room are right at the top of it. And then you've got the district what surrounds the Missomast. That's the busy beating heart of the city. Even with the threat of an attack, you can just seal it up in the blink of an eye and call the whole thing Bob. Try to explain the danger to the Coles, what live and work there, and then you'd have a frightened, stampeding mob on your fambles. Nay, lass, our only option is to have eyes snitching every approach of the tower. I'll put the word out to as many Coes as I can, and spread them through the streets. Your job will be to cover the aft castle. Just wait and see, Mithrie. You'll get this Asibur and his little bomb too. Okay, so we're going to go now to the aft castle. There we go. We can use the Aethernet to teleport straight there. So we're going to be doing a fight within Limsa, which is cool. And I remember seeing a glimpse of it during the patch 2.4 trailer. So let's do this. Aethernet, the aft castle. Cool, so let's now talk or go to the destination, I guess. And there's a battle here, so we have to be careful. And I'm going to check as well. So let's see, increases damage dealt by 5%, increases physical damage dealt by 10%. So let me just put that there and just equip it to try it out. Cool, so another battle. And commence battle, yes. Guild sellers are annoying. So it seems they're searching all over Lominsa to find the bomb. So, the fog picked the Grand Knight to roll in thick. This will make things interesting. Our presence on the street is far too thin. Where are the reinforcements I ordered? My apologies, Captain. There just aren't any more soldiers to spare. The bulk of our forces have already been assigned to guard not only the Admiral, but a number of other high-ranking personnel as well. Unacceptable. What could Comrade Rayner be thinking? There are dangerous criminals stalking the city as we speak. Call in squads from our outposts if you must, but I want to see our security tightened and the populace properly protected. But Captain, we can't be certain that the pirates' plan has changed. If we consider the possibility that they've switched to a target outside the walls, it would be folly to weaken those defences. You've made your point, Sergeant. Return to your post. Once all is lost, it's far too late to question what one should have done. You seem troubled, sir. Perhaps I can be of assist. I've been dying to meet you, lass. I keen to set eyes on the bold yellow belly, what cost our crew a fortune in Alden coin. You're an executioner, one of Azibur's men. You strayed too far into a world you don't understand, lass. Your eyes is fixed on the light of justice, leaving you behind to the chasm opening up at your feet. Uh-oh. At least they'll stay you died with your boots on. The yellow belly won't be bothering us no more, Captain. As for the mine, the lads will have it primed in front of the wench by the time you get there. Good. Not long now afore we drag that bitch Admiral, her pretty tower, and all her simpering curs down to the bottom of the sea. Then I'll raise our flag on the ruins of the mizzen mast and lead our brethren in a return to the old ways of blood and plunder. Should have not have had that last bottle. The wife is gonna kill me. What's that then? Not after the command room. They mean to bring down the entire tower. If the mizzenmast falls, the bridges will follow. Half the city will. Please, you must help me. The danger, far greater than we. Bloody hells, it's alive. Oh no, I didn't see nothing. Didn't see nothing. Please, you must send word. Someone must be told. You, how did you? Your valiant a forthright weapon. You could hear the single pistol shot from miles away. Weren't hard to guess what had happened. I poked the yellow jackets on my way over. A healer be along shortly. Benny, that means we've only one last thing to do. We have never been allies, but I beg of you. You must stop them. Save the city. Ah, lass, you know you don't need to ask. Taking down the mad cows and biting back what was bitten is our job. We all set then? Ready, Jackie? Always. I'm ready too. Then let's go cloy the sarcophagus and fit Isabur for a new coffin. There we go. gonna follow Jacke. I always try to assist who Jacke's targeting, just so I don't get threat myself. I'll just range just so I don't die so easily. Eek. So I'll kill the one who's trying to kill me. Generally, I try and stay behind them to avoid any tonal attacks. There is Massacre. Find the detonators. Whatever, let me just assist them. There's 20 minutes left, so. Be in range of their heals anyway. So far, so good. Need 90 seconds. Don't know if like Mithrie supposed to run away. Yeah, I'll kill this guy. Okay, 60 seconds. Damn, that was supposed to actually kill this thing. But no time. It's game over, isn't it? What is he? Seconds, lol. Okay, so next time I know that I need to actually run to these detonators first. Whoops. Let's do this again. Obviously this time I'm going to miss the cutscene. Okay, here we go. Obviously kill first the one that targets you. Kill this one to do them a favour and go. My HP to recover. Recovering really slowly. One, so 2 to go. There it is. Actually make it this time. seaside rock now. Perfect dodge. Remember, you can use perfect dodge to dodge any ability for 5 seconds. It's best to save it for when you're in a situation like that where you can't escape. Better. Oh, she survived. So status report. The mine has been disabled and the engineers should soon have it safely removed. Our soldiers sustained some injuries in the battle with the reformists, but none were fatal. Also, the Admiral sends her sincerest gratitude. Look, there she is. That's Captain Milala, the hero of Lominsa. Are you recovered from your wound, Captain? We heard how you nearly lost your life stopping the horde of pirates from blowing up the mizzenmast. 3 cheers for the Yellow Jackets. Our city be lost without you. But wait, that's not how it... Sergeant, what of the rogues? Did they survive the battle? I don't rightly know, Captain. All we found near the sarcophagus were reformists, either dead or stung from the raffles. Alive then. 'Twould seem we are deeply in their debt. Aye, Captain. Might I have the silver sorrows from you now? We've been ordered to hand them over to the Commodore, along with the black sarcophagus. Why, of course. The right... The earrings. I could have sworn I was still... he wouldn't have. He stole them from me while I was lying dying. Oh, that cad. I knew he was not to be trusted. Keep an eye on him. Indeed, I should have known. Interesting camera work. So, are you sure about this, Jacke? We should have cloyed the sarcophagus as well. I think she earned it, don't you? If it bothers you that much, I think of it as a trade. If you ask me, they look a bit daft. Well, I didn't ask you. So, the jackets ended up with the mine, and we got the diamond and the earrings, which means victory belongs to the Rogue Guild. Do you think Milala will leave it at that then? I got a feeling she ain't done with her yet. I'd say we're done with her challenge, but you never know when our paths will cross again. We'll just have to see what Lominsa's underbelly spits up next. Aye, this city ain't ever quiet for long. Well, it's been a pleasure working with you, Mithrie. If I ever need a trusty pair of stabbers by my side, I'll know who to ask. I'm off as well. Bloody starving I am. Don't forget to yaffle a bite when you can, eh, Mithrie? That's a good point, I am quite hungry. So we best head back to the sisters too, before the shrew decides she'd rather hear us cry cockles. Benny work, Mithrie. Be seeing you soon. Magic. Cool. Well, that was fun. Let's head back to the Rogue Guild now. So it's like back to reality now, so let's go to the Fisherman's Guild. Cool, so let's talk to him, the good old Jacke. So, ho there Mithrie, it'll be nice to finally have a bit of rest, eh? The job never ends, but even a dimmer damber like myself needs to breathe every now and again. And your venturing mates must be wondering where you got to. That was a proper long assignment, but I'm glad you decided to see it through. You've proven to be a stalwart protector of the code, even if this ain't truly your world. When we walk back into the Lightmans, we'll have to find your own code to uphold. And when you do, we'll have the skills you've learned in the shadows to help you defend it. Well, that's more than enough prattle out of me. Your travels might take you far and wide, Mithrie, but know you're always welcome here at the Sisters. Cool, so let's now finish the quests. I can get toad skin gear, guess I'll just craft it myself. Complete. So that's basically it, and then the next quest is what's actually going to be to unlock Ninja, which I'm going to do in a separate episode, but this one was really long. So anyway guys, thank you for watching, and as always, goodbye from me and goodbye from Mithrie.